I'm an accountant from Germany, so being funny is natural to me. The first time I came to this country was in high school as an exchange student, and at that point I had studied English for 5 years, so I thought I would be okay to communicate, but I didn't realize I only learned very proper British English, which sounded like, "How do you do? I'm doing splendid. Thank you ever so much for asking. Would you care for some Earl Grey tea and homemade crumpets? That would be delightful." I basically sounded like the cast of Downton Abbey with just a hint of Arnold Schwarzenegger. So my first day in high school, I'm terrified. I'm standing outside the building, and this guy approached me and he said, "Yo, what up?" God? I thought it was a trick question. God is a very powerful entity in this country. I mean, he's featured on all the dollar bills and invoked at every induction ceremony for the incoming president and in every courtroom. Oh, courtroom, interesting side note. You're only allowed to swear on the Bible. As soon as you swear at the Bible, I hold you in contempt. But I feel God has branched out too much, diluting the brand. I mean, God went from being featured in heartbreaking prayers at hospitals. Please, God, whatever you do, please, God, do not take my baby away from me. To tacky acceptance speeches at the Grammys. Oh my God, I am so excited. I want to thank all my fans and my publicist and my agent, and most of all, I want to thank God, who made all of this possible and gave me this award. Wait a minute. Is this why we have so many wars? Because God is too busy listening to shitty music? And I have to say, 12 years ago, God hit rock bottom. He became the foreign policy advisor of George Bush. Do you guys remember that in 2003 when he launched the invasion of Iraq? And he said, and I quote, "I'm on a mission from God." Mission from God? I had no idea George Bush was the third Blues Brother. But after his big love affair with George Bush, God got a little slutty when it came to Republican politicians. At the last election in 2012, he told not just one, not two, but 3 different candidates that he was endorsing each of them to become the next president. Okay, I'm sorry. If you're endorsing 3 candidates for the same job at the same time, you're kind of like a player who's banging 3 chicks. Each of them, and oh baby, you're the only one. I really question your sincerity when you act like that. That's why this time God decided to play it cool, and he hasn't endorsed anyone. And I feel poor Mike Huckabee has to feel a little jilted. So learning English, if you just want to get down the basics, is not that hard, but it's a whole different game plan when it comes to slang. And you guys have so much slang, and it's very confusing, and it doesn't always make sense to me. So a few weeks ago, I was in Home Depot with my friend David, and he was commenting that you always see a lot of Hasidics there on Sunday. And I said, well, yeah, that's because Jews are crafty. Arts and craft, a good thing. Craft beer, even better. But you add one little Y, and suddenly I'm the N-word. The other N-word. Nazi. And I have to say, it's not just with crafty where I detect a certain linguistic disparagement for home repairs that is in this country. I still remember the first time somebody called me a tool. I was so proud. I mean, a tool is very useful. It's indispensable. People are fighting over you on moving day. How can that be an insult? You cannot create or build anything without tools. And I gotta say, it's no wonder that manufacturing left this country and went overseas with this attitude. And by the way, this insult came from a guy who only wants to get hammered, nail every girl in sight, and screw around. So, once again, makes no sense to me. But I feel that now that I know what crafty really means, it gave me a whole new appreciation of the Beastie Boys song. Do you guys remember that song? She's crafty, she gets around. She's crafty, she's always down. She's crafty, she's got a gripe. She's crafty, and she's just my type. Well, I thought the Beastie Boys, which is a Jewish band, so we're complimenting a girl who gets around to Home Depot and Ace Hardware, looking for stuff to fix things. And of course she's always down because she's polishing the hardwood floor and laying floor tiles. And she has a gripe because apartments in New York City are shitty and they always need fixing. And that's why she's their type, because those dudes were way too stoned to ever make it to Home Depot. So, yeah. And also, if Crafty Girl were allowed to get with Tool Guy together, they could finally implement that Dream Spa shower head with 30 settings and have some real fun, Tool style. The other thing that I find confusing in English is how you guys use the definite article. I know everyone who learns German always complains, we have the male, the female, and the neutral version. And in English, you just have the. Sounds a lot easier, right? No, because you guys are just sticking it in wherever you feel like it, and it totally changes the meaning. If you are just a man, you're gonna fetch coffee for your boss. But if you're the man, you are the boss who's drinking the coffee. And nobody's gonna mess with you because you're the man. David is a Jew. Sounds weird. I know, it sounds like something that two trophy wife at a country club would whisper to each other. Did you know that David is a Jew? But when David transforms into the Jew, hallelujah! The long-awaited return of the Messiah has finally happened and the country club is saved. If you're an unknown nobody who acts like an obnoxious asshole, you're just a little shit. But, you guys see where I'm going with this? If that little asshole gets some attention and a definite article, booyah! Kanye West, 30 million Twitter followers, because now he's the shit. Speaking of shit, I know Germany has a reputation for Scheiße porn. Yeah. She knows what I'm talking about. For all of you more innocent people, that is basically porn where people get off defecating on each other. Don't ask me, I have no idea. But American slang is obsessed with the word shit. You guys lose your shit when someone takes a shit without closing the bathroom door. And then at corporate meetings, you give each other shit, when shit hits the fan and you lose your big client because you guys didn't have your shit together. And then you're shit out of luck because you can't turn this shit around. And the whole time, your shitty boss is shitting all over your dreams until you give up and just get shit-faced because you can't take the shit. Some of you might even think you're hot shit. Hot shit? That is literally a pile of steaming excrement. How is that a good thing? I don't know. Like I said, slang can be very confusing. And now I lost my point.
Get your shit together.
This is actually one where I have to do some acting. Okay. So one part where your slang can be downright dangerous is when it comes to sex. Or more specifically, to give someone a blowjob. A blowjob. job. That would be like... I think suck job would be a much more accurate description for this activity. But no, you say she sucks at giving a blowjob when really it should be she blows at giving a suck job. They call me the George Carlin of dick jokes. So. I tried to get high on life, but that stuff was way too strong for me. So I had to cut it with a little weed just to dilute it. But I'm applying for a new job, and apparently corporations here want you to give a urine sample before they let you work there. When the fuck did that happen? What happened to land of the free and home of the brave and don't tread on me, don't take my freedom? I think this is the biggest difference in the definition of freedom between Germany and the US. Americans want the freedom to keep their guns. Germans want the freedom to keep their pee. Or to put it in words of the incomparable Bob Marley, who knew a thing or two about smoking weed. All right, we're German, German, German. German, don't you love German too? We're German, 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 and I hope you like German too. Thank you guys.